Do I need to leave it like this, or can I push it up some?
I'd leave it like that.
So because I don't have intro music, do you want me just to start, just go into it as if we had the intro?
Yeah, you can. So, are you gonna have intro music that you want me to put in it? Because I'll mix it today, like as soon as we're done.
Yeah, I was gonna do. Do I need to send? It's. I mean, it's. Do you? It's Anthony David's Powerful Now. I mean, do you look it up?
I can get it off of YouTube if that's what.
That's
you
what
want.
we have been. I mean, and I've done podcasts before, and that's what we have been using. But I don't know how this has saved. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you save it under our name.
Yep.
So maybe it's already there. But it's Anthony.
You've done podcasts. Here
I've done at the old one and here, so I should have a file. And it's Powerful Now. It's the name of the song. It's Anthony David.
What was the name of the podcast?
Oh, would it be my email address? Would it be?
Probably not. More than likely, it's either under your name.
Try moment by moment, or either Kimberly Nicole Johnson. Cause I did a few, like 4.
Yeah, I don't see any of those. Methodical Diaries.
What's the name of what's you guys' email?
Timeless Recording Studio.
Because you've sent me like you've sent me I don't even know. It's not. What about Unleashing the Power of Greatness? Do you see that?
The unpopular podcast. That's the only one I see.
So you okay? Yeah, because Evan had did a whole mix on, like he had made the
So he might have been previously recording it on his drive, which I don't have access to. So that might be what it is. I can always just download the track.
All right.
Like, that's not a problem.
And and it played for like I don't know how long, but it was like the beginning of
There's no session after this, so once we're done,
we could play with it a little bit. Okay. All right. Cool. So he said he mixed it all in one day, and you can do whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, I'll have it to you in like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. Cool.
You guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I shouldn't say good afternoon. This is Kimberly Nicole Johnson, and I am this. I messed up. And he's gonna edit it. Okay, let's start it over. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Unleashing the Power of Greatness podcast with your host Kimberly Nicole Johnson and my amazing co-host
Tracy from Cincinnati.
Hey everyone. How's everyone doing? I don't like. So how was your day?
Man, my day started at 5:30 a.m. Guess why?
Why?
Because yesterday when I went to the store, there was nothing stocked on the shelves. I'm already doing my Thanksgiving shopping. So they said that the truck was coming in last night. So I said I'd be the first one in the store, get in the store at 5:30, and guess what?
Nothing's there.
There was still nothing there.
Wow.
But guess what?
What?
I met a nice man that said, I'll go get what you need off the truck, and he did that, and I walked out the store at 5:45.
Favor.
Yes, ma'am.
Favor.
How was your day?
Today is Saturday, and Saturdays is the day, that Devan transitioned. So Saturdays are always, it just depends, but Saturdays are a little bit, and then the holidays are coming, and Thanksgiving is in a few days, and that whole, just all of that comes with it. However, got to keep going. So I went to the salon for a second, popped in, and, so far, not bad, I guess.
It's one day at a time, moment by moment, like you say.
That's it.
And you say that about every day.
That's true.
Moment by moment.
Something interesting happened to me today. I was at the salon, and this guy. It was the barbers were cutting hair, and so I walked up front, and one of the barber's clients said to me, he said, "Are you the owner of this salon?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, I have a question for you. Like, what are you going to do with these walls? Because this wall is a fiery red wall, and I think that maybe we should be able to change the wall." So I listened, and I said, well, if you're saying we, then that means that we gonna pay for it, right? We meaning you, and so I had to explain to him what the wall meant, that the wall, that, everything in the salon nothing was there. And that wall is Devan's wall. Like, Devan wanted this wall so badly. And after I told him what it meant, he, of course, tried to take his foot out of his mouth at that point. The barbers are like, oh my God, like, you know. And I had to explain to him the dynamics and the history of what it meant, you know. And like I told him, there's no wrong question. Just be prepared for the answer.
Right.
There's really, no matter how much a person who's being asked the question thinks it's the dumbest question in the world, it's not really dumb. Just be prepared as the person that's asked for the answer.
I think he was very presumptuous to say, "What are we going to do with this wall?" I mean, it should have came out like, "Do you have any plans to change?"
Right. And he said, "Well, I'm an artist, and you know, I just thought maybe and that's, you know, I said I'm not close to doing things different, but you have to know."
So, what was his suggestion? Was he thinking about putting a mural on the wall?
He was saying a mural, yes, but he still had no. And I said, "Well, this wall is going to be my husband's wall. So whatever I do with the wall will have something to do with Devin. Whether I put his pictures up or whether we." But it's like you said, it's just, you know, I mean, the wall looks a little, you know, it's very, and I said, why don't you go and, I said, you have a phone, right? I said, why don't you go to Google and Google what the color red means? Oh, I know it means, okay. Well, you know, all right.
So basically, he was just sitting there in his head before he even opened his mouth, just critiquing.
Absolutely. And that's what most people do. You know, that's what they do. I find that people like to critique what they have never experienced, right? Or what they think, because it didn't work for them, they want to impose that on you.
It's still all about your delivery at the end of the day.
I agree.
Because I can just see the whole conversation going down.
Yeah,
what are we? Excuse me?
And it was amazing because my space that I'm in is not extremely, you know, it's not a horrible space.
It's
just
not
where
the 20
I am.
years ago.
Come on, better come on. Speaking of 20 years, let's introduce ourselves to the audience so they know who we are, our flow. So as they listen to us each month and then each week, whatever, they'll understand our history. So you want to go?
Kim and I go back to the summer of 6th grade. Again, I'm Tracy from Cincinnati. Used to be Tracy Palmer when I met Kim. Then I became Tracy Dillingham, 9/29/99. But Kim and I met the summer of 6th grade. We go back to our mothers who were Cincinnati Bell operators. And for you youngins that don't know what operators were, before there was 911, you had to press 0 to get a live person, because everything is so automated now.
Wow.
To get a live person
you just
who
took me
would
back.
transfer you to the police or have the fire department call your house. So our mothers were operators at Cincinnati Bell, introduced us the summer of 6th grade, and we ended up going to junior high school, Dater Junior High School together. And from there, high school and on beyond to here, to today.
But do you remember how we met? Do you remember how we met though? Like, because you was extremely friendly. Like, hi, my name is Chase.
And this was Kim. Hi, yeah.
You know, because you were like, I didn't know anyone. I mean, you were already. Didn't we go to elementary school together or no?
Didn't you go to Covedale? I went to Roll Hill.
Right. And Roll Hill was bad back in the day, wasn't it?
No, not really.
I thought Roll Hill was pretty.
No, I think it was the neighborhood school for the Fay apartments, and we all walked to school. We all had to go to school in knee-deep snow. We were not afraid. School wasn't closing but one time my whole elementary school career.
School never closed because y'all. And you know what? It was so funny because I think that you guys did always have school in session, right? And
all the time,
because you guys walked to school,
right?
Right, and I caught the bus, so it would be days when
caught the bus.
It would be days when y'all was going to school and I'd be in the house.
Oh my God! Yes, yes, we were not afraid of snowflakes, so we walked to school in rain. Oh Lord, let's flash forward to high school. Walking to school in the cicadas.
You gonna tell? Go ahead.
No, you
tell the story.
You have to tell.
Go ahead.
Story.
Go ahead. Tell the story. Go ahead.
So as the story goes, okay. So flash forward. We're at Withrow High School now. This is 1987. You know, I keep track of the cicadas because Lord Jesus. So this was the first time I experienced cicadas, and school was out, and we're walking. We're not even walking. We're standing on the front steps.
Hey, Reminder said, hey, check me in.
Kim, my sister, Robin, and myself. Robin gets the heart to dash out and start walking home without me. Kim, I guess she ran and got on the bus. Her hair was like this in high school. Because you wasn't running. Wait, 87?
He was born in 87, so okay. I guess I had him.
You might have had him already. This was the spring or something. Spring.
Hey.
So, me being the scaredy cat, I stood there. The noise was just deafening of these cicadas. Mm-hmm. So we start running. I start running by myself all the way home. Now, if you know where Withrow is in Hyde Park, I had to run all the way to O'Brienville. And when I tell you, it was like playing hopscotch because they were all on the ground. And I'm trying not to step on them. I get home. I start praising God that I made it home. My sister was already home, ate her sandwich, whatever. But then, if anybody can see me, I feel this one got in my shirt. When I tell you, I almost tore up my whole bedroom.
Girl, okay.
And I have been afraid ever since.
So really quick. So for those of you guys who just tuned into the Facebook Live, this is our Tracy and I's very first official podcast, Unleashing the Power of Greatness, and with Devanrmoni Johnson and Tracy from Cincinnati, and we will, post this and have every outlet available for you guys to listen to it, watch it. And today's podcast, we're just introducing us, so you'll know what our podcast will be about. You'll know our chemistry, how we met. So this is what today's podcast is, just kind of give you an introduction of us. So we're talking about how we met, which was in
summer of 6th grade.
6th grade, and Tracy was extremely friendly, like, hi, and I was like,
what's your name?
She was like, and I was like,
you know, our moms are friends.
That's exactly what she did, right?
And look, make that face again. This was her response.
Oh, okay. I was like 10, 11, right?
Right.
And then we became like just what 30? How old is that?
Inseparable
like,
over
how many years? Like, oh my God, like
summer 6th grade, age 12.
So decades, right? She's seen all my children. We got the children's story. we the high school. She's one of the first people I told that I was pregnant with my son Antoine at 16. Yes,
stop
16.
Lying. Stop lying is what I said. Stop lying.
I was 16, and yes, I graduated and went on to be amazing, right? Just for those of you who guys are listening.
Excellent mother.
So we're telling the story about, and I remember the cicada story because I was at home. I had Antoine, and I wasn't into cicada stuff yet, because I remember that because
wait a minute, did you have the red hair?
That's what I was. Let me tell you something. I was wearing
Diana Ross. 11th grade. Oh, okay, go ahead.
But see, talking about being a leader, right? Being a leader, right? Being first, not waiting, right? Hey, Tammy. Hey, Antoinette. Being a leader, not waiting, right? I was wearing, the hair.
Trailblazer.
I thought it was Lisa Bonet, right?
No, you didn't. She had short hair.
No, she had the long hair.
Oh, wait, the Cosby Show. Yes, she did. That was yes, I forgot about that.
We had so
Her
much
hair was
fun.
Going every which
way. Well, Tracy knows. I was
just thinking about the strand. We fell on the ground.
She's talking about. Okay, so wait.
Okay.
You get ahead of yourself. So
you started it.
So just to give y'all again a little recap of who we are, we have not. We didn't just meet. We thanks guys. Thank you guys. They're saying congratulations.
Thank you.
So okay, so she's talking about the cicada story when. She had the cicadas, and I came to school. I came to school, and it was one on my back or something, wasn't it? Is that what it was?
I think so.
I was terrified of the cicadas. They're disgusting. They're gross, right?
Still to
and then I had these braids in my hair. I had these braids in my hair, and they were like little trails. The braids were like coming out, I guess, right? And you was like, she was like, is this yours?
Was the cicada scratching them out? Oh,
but listen,
Lord.
Guys, I've been knowing this woman for a very long time. We have a ton of stories, funny stories. I have stories about her and Devan, how her and Devan would crack on each other, and Devan would, they both. But what about the time when we was in the 6th grade, was 6th grade. We're at Dater.
7th
grade. And I had your coat on. Remember? And Tracy had,
you had to tell why you had my coat on.
She used to wear these wooden shoes.
No.
Right?
No. Let's back up on the coats and how you were crying and rolling on the dusty floor in my coat. Tell them the story.
Okay, so I was, we were in the 6th grade, 7th grade. And ladies, 7th grade, you have your cycle, right? And I used to have, and this is probably TMI, but I had my cycle and I was in pain. I used to have really, really extremely horrible cycles. And so we were in class and we had the meanest teacher in the world. Remember how mean she was?
I don't even remember her name, but I do remember how mean
and I wanted to go to the office and she would not let me go. I wanted to go home.
But her friend let her wear her coat
so
that
it was
she
a
would
brand
be
new
warm because she had cramps. But go through the theatrics.
So she had a brand new coat. Her coat was brand new.
It was plum color.
It was plum. She might had just gotten it like the week before. And I was like, Tracy, can I put your coat on? Because I was just, why did I even want to wear your coat?
Because you had cramps and you
were
cold.
I had cramps. I was cold. I was like, so she's like, here, put my coat on. So I was literally on the floor, guys.
No, this is how the story goes.
Okay.
She put the coat on, and then she raised her hand and asked the teacher, Miss So-and-so, can I go to the office? I have cramps.
And when the teacher dramatic?
Said no, dramatic. Here's the Academy Award. When the teacher said no, she slid down her chair on the floor and starts rolling all over the floor. Imagine a plum coat with dust on it, this color, gray. Oh my God.
And it was brand her coat. And she was like, give me my coat. And I think I tied it around my waist. I was just doing it. And she was like,
the things we do for friends.
Girl.
And she just rolled around like she was just
we have so many funny stories. I mean, just so many. So our chemistry is absolutely real.
You have to take them to Medicine Bowl on another
podcast. Yeah. We're going to have so many stories for you guys. It's going to just have you guys laughing. This podcast is we're not, we don't talk about politics on here. We don't talk about, it's not like a shade room, gossip room. We're going to have real, intimate, candid conversations, real grown women talks, right? And we would love for you guys to, ask us questions. If you have ideas, we're open, right? Because we're not going away. We're just getting started, right? And at the end of it, we want you guys to feel like you can unleash, right? You can unleash. And we'll have guests, so just, rock with us, guys. This has been, a journey, as you guys know.
So how do you think we differ? Let's tell them that.
Well, everything Tracy eats is absolutely nasty.
We do not. We have never agreed on food.
Give
an example of what you would eat.
So I would eat,
couscous or something like that.
I don't think nobody likes the way that I eat, right? But I eat
couscous and plain some kind of nacho.
Tracy would eat like chicken liver.
I would not eat chicken liver.
Eat like chicken liver with some townhouse crackers. I don't know. It's a nice feng shui. It's a nice yin yang, right? Because we are the same yet different. And I've been friends with her for so long that she knows all my quirks. She's watched me evolve. I've watched her. She used to think, tell me about the time we were in the car going to Freaknik and I was asleep.
What?
And you were like, I'm not touching that bear.
Don't mess with Kim when she sleep. Who was driving?
It was me, you, Denise, and her friend. Remember?
And she was sleeping.
Remember your hair kept coming. She did your hair.
Oh my God! What was it? The glue was lifting. I had to pin it, and oh my God! The early days of the weaves before.
Mine said organic anything. Come on, there you go. That's what I eat.
Organic fries, organic nachos, organic eggs. I got the last carton of white eggs in the store this morning. I was like, do brown eggs taste different? Yeah, she would eat the brown eggs.
They do taste different.
She eats whole wheat bread.
I'd be like, y'all want to come over to my house and I have snacks? He'd be like,
bring your own snacks.
No, thank you. We're good. We're good, love. Enjoy.
She likes turkey bacon. That's like cardboard.
Well, I'm ready to stop eating meat. Right? I'm gonna do a plant-based, I'm thinking.
I heard that's good. No, seriously, I heard that's good.
I only eat chicken and I only eat seafood now. So
I want to stop eating chicken.
Yeah, because it's disgusting.
It's pumped full of steroids.
It is.
What are they saying? Are they saying
organic? Romana says organic peanuts, organic anything.
Romana, let's go get a big greasy burger. She'll get the turkey burger.
Bring your own everything, Romana says. Tammy says hi. Antoinette says hi.
Hey, Antoinette.
Yeah, so.
She likes red wine. I like white.
Yeah, we are so different, but that's what makes it amazing because we're so different yet the same. If that makes sense, right? We just
she likes iPhone. I like Android. It goes down to everything.
Right. Her husband was bald. My husband had hair.
He had hair at one time when I met him. It might have been back here, but y'all better not tell Mike that you dare.
So, her husband was old. Mine was young.
You know.
I mean. But that's what's made our friendship so absolutely amazing. Romana says she's horrible with her food. I mean,
horrible.
But and then so you don't think that this has come from what I've been through, or I've always been like this?
Oh my God, you've always been like that.
Yeah.
Always.
Okay.
Different food, just different.
And I don't even know. Okay, so just to give them some more of a view of who we are. Okay, so Tracy, her mother was so mean.
She wasn't mean. She was strict.
Could never do anything. Like Tracy was on a punishment every weekend.
No, it wasn't every weekend. It was for the whole quarter.
She was on.
If I brought a D home, when you got your report card, the punishment was to the next report card.
And so, meanwhile, me and my brother and my cousins, we're going skating and doing all this stuff. We're like,
remember, I had to be picked up at 10 o'clock.
Skating starts at like 8. And Mom was like, yeah, she can go.
Beep,
she
beep. I'd be sneaking out like.
Remember you left your shoes in my aunt's car?
Oh, God.
And she told you that she sold your shoes?
I had tears in my eyes.
Yes. So just again, right, we're just giving you an overview of just our friendship, and
we could go way back.
We go back. We go back. I mean, she has so many stories about me and my children, and when Antoine, remember he ate my candy bar? And favor isn't fair, or that's probably the wrong word, but she called me the other day and was pissed because somebody in her house had eaten her Godiva chocolate and no one was saying, and I was just reading the text, giggling like,
They banded together. Yeah.
All of them, every single piece.
Yeah.
Every single piece of chocolate.
But I told her because I knew she could relate, because she called me in tears. Antoine ate my Kit Kat.
I was,
shaking.
Let me set it up. Do you know how when you are ready, right? When you're ready for that thing, for that one thing that you're waiting on all day, you have it just right. I like my chocolate cold, right? Mm-hmm. So my chocolate in the refrigerator. Okay, there you go. I had it in the refrigerator. I was ready. I got home, gave my kids their bath, got them situated, ready to sit down and watch TV. This was like 1990.
Cleaned up the whole day.
Cleaned up, like 1993, mind you. And I'm ready, right? I'm ready. This is when people had house phones, and you can do the 3-way, right? Click over and whatnot. I had the real long cord, walk around your house. And I was ready. And I go to my refrigerator to get my chocolate, and it's nowhere to be found. Okay? Gone.
Well, see, the difference between her story and my story is I hid my chocolate
in
a bag with a bottle of wine in it. So who went and ransacked my damn chocolates?
And she still has no clue who did it.
Man, they taking that to the grave, but that's all right. I got something for all of them.
Yes. So, again, Tracy and I go back like, what to say? Back like old Cadillacs?
Back like old Cadillacs.
Yes. And so, what do you think you want people to, what's your purpose for being a part of the podcast?
Just to be able to share not only your story, but my story, and see who out there has similar stories or has experienced anything that could bring something to this show, because everybody has a purpose and everybody can bring something to it. I think even if it's somebody from an older or younger generation, it's not me just telling, I want to gain something from people. So that's primarily my purpose.
Absolutely. And I've, ever since Devan has passed away, I've been, God has just truly transform me. He's already preparing me for this, right? As most of you know, I would have never really done this. I have, I was always the background singer or the supporting cast to my husband. Devin was the one who was out there, doing these things and the things that God has placed in me, right? Because y'all know I always say you cannot be who you are not already. So everything that you guys are seeing that's being birthed was already there, and it's been placed on me very strongly to do this podcast. Along with, okay, I have a plug. I'm also an enrichment coach, right? I have it on my Facebook, on my Instagram, my website. What that means is that, enrich means to enhance. So I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist. I'm not a medical doctor. So I don't want any of that to supersede if you really need to go and do that, right? However, I am just I am a coach, I guess. I am gonna show you how to change your lens on things, on where you are, and give you a whole different perspective. And trust me, I have people that I am working with, and it's real. I'm not playing any games. It's when you're done with your 5 sessions, you're gonna know, like, wow, like, okay, Kimberly Nicole Johnson helped me, see this or that. So I encourage you to, book your consultation. Go to my website. A consultation is free. We have a conversation, and then from there, if you feel like, you know what, okay, I want some mentoring, some life coaching, something, we go in and we book our sessions. So absolutely. In 2018, the price is a really cool price. 2019, the price shall increase. Okay. So I suggest, you kind of jump on now, because it's going to just only get better and better and better. So that's a little plug. You have any plugs?
I'm an event planner.
There you go.
And I've been doing that for a while. The last big, huge party I did was on September 22nd. It was a 50th birthday party, and it was absolutely amazing. It was a rooftop party, and when I tell you, it rained all day. And when the birthday girl walked off the elevator, the sun started shining.
Wow.
You talk about favor.
Wow.
I mean, it rained all day. We had a band, we had a DJ, we had the roof plus the second floor. I mean, it was about 200 people. It was amazing.
Wow.
It was amazing. So,
and when did you have it?
September 22nd.
Okay.
Working on one now for January. And it's something that I like to do. The reason why I haven't put myself out there is because when I look at it, I'm trying to figure out how to put a spin on it, because event planners come a dime a dozen. And I don't like reinventing the wheel, so to speak. So, I'm just looking at some things and trying to see how I can put my own name out there, my own mark on it. I mean, everybody knows who Tracy from Cincinnati is, but when you put event planner, it's like, okay, well, I can go to this one or 50 other ones. So I want to do something different that will make people want to come to me.
Right. And I like that because, you oftentimes, even me, because there's so many women empowerment organizations, or, everyone is in the, and I'm not, hey, do your thing. I'm all about empowering women and, of course, people. And, and at the same time, sometimes you can feel like, well, everybody's doing this. Everybody's written a book. And that's not true. Everybody has not written a book, first of all. Let's start with that. But however, sometimes, like you said, you can feel like, well, what makes me different? And I remember I went to this event back in, I think it was October. No, it was September maybe. And I was at this event, and there were women, and they were talking, about, they have, a PhD in this, and they have a doctorate in that. And for a quick second, I found the spirit of comparison tried to come upon me, because I heard, oh, well, you don't even have
you're not
a doctorate, or you don't have a PhD, so who qualified you? And the Holy Spirit quickly reminded me who qualified me. God qualified me, right? He's higher than any, and again, amazing jobs, people who have it, absolutely. However, let's not, so we cannot let not feeling like, because the world has not qualified us, that we are not qualified anyway, right? So I always tell people when they say, well, what makes me different? What makes, everybody does this, everybody does that. Here's a little tidbit. What if Honda would have said, well, Ford already has cars?
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And Ford was first. Ford was before Honda's. Let me say that. Honda's was after Ford. So what if Honda would have said, well, Ford already has cars, so I think we'll pass. No. You have to, like you said, you have to steal Honda. I mean, and they both are automobiles, right? Both of them that they drive, they do what they need to do. They have bikes, they have this and that. However, Honda, you have a Honda clientele, customer base, and you have a Ford customer base, right? So in that, you have to just be where you are, and you will get who is supposed to be for you will be for you.
This is growth right here, because this is not the Kim that I knew not even 10 years ago. What she just said is absolute growth, and anybody that knows her knows that she has truly evolved, because she just mentored me without 5 sessions. See how that worked? So the best is yet to come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's a powerful word right there, and a great analogy.
Mm-hmm. And that's just a little. That's just skimming the surface. I can't give y'all my secret sauce. You got to pay for that. Okay, that's in the sessions. But that's just a little something. So whoever needed to hear that, whoever needed to hear, I cannot. Yes, that's right. Life. That's right. And life. Somebody said life experiences teaches you. Yeah, my phone is gonna go dead. It's gonna go out. Oh, that's horrible.
Look, you got the iPhone connection. I don't.
Oh yeah,
I can do Facebook Live.
You can do Facebook Live too. You can actually get on here and then I can get off.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely. Life absolutely teaches you. And the thing about life teaching you that you have to be teachable though, right? I can't keep giving y'all all my stuff without I can't keep doing it.
A little sauce.
I can't keep giving y'all all the gems. You know what I mean? But however, you have to and I don't know who needed to hear that. I don't know who in this moment was feeling like, well, I don't want to. Everybody's doing that. I don't want to go and do that. Everybody's doing that. I don't know who that was for. That was for somebody, right? Mm-hmm. So just know that there's gonna always nothing under the sun is new. Nothing. There's nothing that anyone. I don't care if they feel like they are a trendsetter, a visionary. Nothing is new under the sun to God. Nothing. Right? So, and again, when you're doing something that God has purposed you to do, right? Very authentic, it's going to work out. And again, I'm not saying it's going to be easy because my steps are, it's all God, help me today. Give me my instructions for today. Because again, everyone who knows me, knew me and Devan, know that it was us, right? So now it's just me and God. It's me and him. So whoever that was for, whoever needed to hear that, that little nugget as far as, doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. They're not you. Right? Doesn't matter how many people wrote books. They're not you. And they can't do it like you. I can't. If that's the case, I would be, a little discouraged to do what I'm doing, or to continue to write. To work on my second book, which will be launched 2019, February. And just to, I would not continue to keep going if I felt like because everybody is kind of doing this thing, right? But guess what? They're not me. Right? You can all do the same, but I feel it is about the experiences you get from one person. Absolutely. It's about the experience. What are we doing?
It's live, I think.
Can I add you? Can I connect you to this? Or will it connect you off if you the Facebook
But I never go live.
Well, there you go.
See, that's another difference.
See?
I don't know.
Okay, well Tracy's going live too. I don't even know how to she has an Android. They may have Androids too.
iPhone copies some things off of
Android. All right, guys. Oops. Thank you guys for Tracy Cincinnati. Do you call in the radio sometimes? Somebody asked you that.
I don't call in anymore because I start work earlier. I used to call into the Russ Parr show forever when he had his little segment at 7:55, which he still does, but I start work at 7:30 now, so I'm not able to do that.
Someone, Micah, am I saying your name right? Please help me.
Is it Micah or Mika?
Micah Yisrael.
Oh, yeah.
Am I saying it right?
I think so.
Hi, Micah.
Hi there.
She says, love it, and I say the same thing as far as people. As far as people may seem to be doing similar things, but spirits, and intentions are different. There you go, which creates a different experience. Come on, talk to the people now. That's right.
Who said that?
Micah.
Okay.
Micah Israel. Am I saying your name right? Um, and Antoinette said she used to love to hear you. She's like, hey, love.
Thank you.
Her and Russ are like besties.
That's my brother.
Right?
That is
so,
my brother.
Latricia Flowers says, hey, beauties.
Hey, sis.
Hi.
My Scorpio sister.
My phone is going dead, so I'm going to lose my people.
Trisha, is today your birthday? What's the date today?
16.
Did I miss it? Oh, if I missed it, I'm gone. Be in the doghouse.
For you guys who's tuning on now, go to Kimberly Johnson. Go to my Facebook Live, and you can kind of catch up with what we're talking about, the purpose, why we're doing all of this, and expect to just hear us on a regular basis. Right now, we're going to do monthly for November and December, and then we'll kind of play with it. But this is a real podcast, right? No playing. It's the 19th, she said.
Oh, the 19th. Okay, I'm good. Okay, good. But see, I'm thinking about you.
So I have a question too. Let's ask the people, are there certain things that they would like to hear from us?
Yeah, what would you like to hear? What kind of topics would you like to see talked about on this podcast?
Pin us or tag us or, December the 9th, I am having, I call it my season finale. My season finale event is, it's like a book signing, but it's a very intimate setting. And if you have missed any signings, and my signings are not regular, anybody who's been can jump on here and let them know it's not regular. However, this one's going to be invite only. You know why? Because when I have my events, people sign up for the Eventbrite, right? They're signing up and they're registering, but some of them are not showing up. So I'm going to have an invite only. So if you would like to attend or be invited, send me your email address. I'm going to send out invites. It's going to be on a Sunday, 3 to 6. I would love for whoever has not been to one to come. You will be blessed from it. You're going to learn something from it. And when you leave, you're going to go tell your friends, like, girl, go to Kimberly Nicole Johnson's event. It's dope. Like, she's dope, right?
And it's a very powerful book.
Yes.
I read it in like a day and a half.
She did. And she had she had questions. She was highlighting. She was like, okay, what about? And I love it. So at the signing, we'll be able to do all of that. But again, my signings are not just like a regular come in, it's a table. It's pretty cool. So I would love for you guys to, whoever would like to be invited, send me an email. I have a list. And if you're not invited this time, don't take it personal. I'll invite you on the next one. Right? But it's going to be invite only. Nice Sunday, December 9th, 3 to 6. Wine, mimosas, just intimate and dope, grown. And this is for only women this time. No guys allowed this one. Sorry.
So what's the next book, if you can just tell them a little bit about it?
Well, my next book is entitled Walking Unscripted. And it's going to tie up the first book. And Walking Unscripted, I got that because everything I'm doing, like, there's no script to this, right? It's just, I'm walking in God's will. So there's no, a script is when you look at it and you follow it, right? I'm following God. So I'm literally walking unscripted, right? So that's what it's, and it's just, again, tying up the first book, wrapping it all up. And I introduced Unleashing the Power of Greatness in there as well. So yeah, I'm hoping to launch on Devan's birthday, February 2nd. But when you're writing a book and you're going through all of that, sometimes it's not that cut and dry to just have your release date. However, but she's coming, so this will be our second daughter. We have this is our first daughter. This will be our second daughter. So 2 daughters.
Yes. So you really didn't go into, like, I gave them a little bit about myself and what's Kim's backstory, starting from like childhood coming up, because we know the current Kimberly Nicole Johnson, but who was Kim Booker? Who was Kimberly Booker?
Well, I think that
talk about your evolution.
You know what? And I was thinking about her, right? Her, and I think I know that I've always been designed, or this is my destiny, right? This is what I'm doing now. I didn't know it, right? But what I'm doing now has always been who I was going to be. Thinking back when I was like a little girl, right? I was the oldest granddaughter, the very first granddaughter of my grandmother, again, being first. And I was born August the 1st, at 106. See all these number ones, see all these ones, all these winnings already, right? And I used to be very, I've always been very discerning, very in, kind of like just kind of sit back and kind of, watch and take people in and whatnot, right?
Like she did me in the 6th grade.
Yeah, I mean, I was extremely spoiled. My mom, I was extremely spoiled from my mother to my husband, So it's amazing watching me because I look at me in the mirror. I do. I'm watching her like y'all are watching her. And I'm like, wow, like this is, you know, you. But I have absolutely just with through my spirituality and my faith. I was a teen mom. I had my first son at 16 years old. And I always tell the story how I never repeated a grade. Came out of school at 17 years old with all my peers. I didn't go to night school or summer school. Praise God, And I always just knew I was in the talent show.
Yes.
So I didn't even know that I was going to become her. However, I am watching the evolution of, again, Kimberly Nicole Johnson. It's pretty amazing for me to watch. So I can only imagine how it looks for, like, my friends and my family to just watch this woman, become.
But even through that, you had to be strong pretty early in life. So, where would you say you drew that strength from? Was it always looking at your mom and your grandmother, or just from the Lord, or was it a combination?
I think that my grandmother, Granny, as you know her, mm-hmm. My grandmother had 4 sons first, and she had her first daughter, which was my mother. And my grandmother was strong. Like when I was younger, though, I remember I tell this story about when I was younger. I thought she was extremely mean. Right? I remember this story. I was, and if my cousins were watching, this is the truth. Okay, love my granny. However, I thought she was really mean when I was younger. I remember when I was 9, something happened, and she just was mean, but she was so pretty and she was so strong, and she was beautiful, and she was like she kind of had like a whole Medea type personality. Like she did not play about her family. Even though she was mean, I feel like she was mean. She didn't play. Like she loved us the way she knew how to love us. And I remember when I was 14 years old, my grandmother. Okay, when I was younger, I felt like she treated like I was a little different, right? Because I would look. My eyes. I have very powerful eyes, right? So I would just look at her, and I would look, and she would always just look at me like, you standing with those eyes, whatever. So I remember when I was 14 years old, my grandmother, something happened, and she had said something to me, and I kind of like checked my granny a little bit, kind of like, I'm tired of you talking to me, and it wasn't disrespectful because I respect my elder, but it was just like, I had to. It was just like,
that was the day.
Yeah, like I'm like who like. No, but I was like kind of like her. And when I did that, my granny looked at me and she smiled and she said, I've been waiting on that.
She saw it.
She saw it. And from that point on, my granny was like this. She never let anybody say anything about me or talk nothing. That was my granny. But it was like she was waiting for this Kim because she knew, and my grandmother was strong, and my mother was strong too. And my mom, she worked, had good jobs, and I wanted to always be like her. I wanted to always have I wanted to have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. And I wanted to have a little convertible like that Mustang she had. And I wanted to work a job where I wore nice suits to work like she did. However, I'm different. I've always been that different, child. I've always been the child that kind of like go out and explore. I've always been the child that connect people together, that have the friends, the good girl, like long-term girlfriend, girlfriends like friends, okay? Let's just not get it twisted. Okay, and, that's just who I was, so.
So she saw a little bit of you and her
Absolutely.
And
you. And my mother always tells me that. My granny would say, like, Kim reminds me a lot of me. She always, and I remember when I got pregnant with my oldest son, and my grandmother, my grandmother gave an alert to the whole family and said, ain't nobody gonna say nothing about her either.
That's powerful.
Nobody. And grannies, grandmas back then was like, when grandma spoke, that was it.
That was it, period. That was the period at the end
right.
of the sentence.
So, and this is who Kim is continue to evolve into, and I'm still growing, I'm still evolving, I'm still elevating, right? So nothing just happens, right? We met all those years ago for an absolute reason.
Summer of 6th grade.
Yes. So
we're sort of like our parents, reincarnated.
Yeah.
Since it all started with them.
True.
Having their daughters and introducing us.
But our mothers are, like, my mother is nothing like me right now. I mean, and I say that in a very respectful way. My mother is, I love my mother. My mother is strong. She's a spiritual woman, honey. Mm-hmm. She don't play. My mother is grounded in the word. So I get that. And I pray, thank God for my mother for instilling that in me and showing me who, planting the seed in me. So I did it to my children and my grandchildren. So.
Well, I think this is a good start, and I think that they have a sense of who Kimberly, Nicole Johnson, and Tracy from Cincinnati both are.
Yes.
And, there will be more to come. Hopefully they will send suggestions, questions, topics.
Yes.
So that we can incorporate that and also guest into the show.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, have an amazing evening, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day you listen to this.
And share it.
Yes, please share. Please share, guys. Right? So thank you for listening to Unleashing the Power of Greatness with Kimberly Nicole Johnson and
Tracy from Cincinnati.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Was that like a train wreck?
No.
I think that
I
got thrown off from the time.
You did?
Yeah,
did you
because
send it?
it was.
You gotta send it. Go back. Go open it back up. You gotta send it. You gotta share it. And we'll get. I mean, as the more we do it,
I thought it was 3, and I thought we were.
Because we probably talked for 10. We talked for the 15 minutes, so we need to probably get here 15 minutes before, maybe. But I think we got it because we were just asking.
Typically, we will start on time.
But we had the questions.
Today, right?
Okay.
So typically, it will be at the latest a 5-minute.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, let me see if I can find that. It'll show up. It probably has to load. All right, guys. Thank you guys for Tracy Cincinnati. Did you call in the radio sometime? Somebody asked you that.
I don't call in anymore because I start work earlier. I used to call into the Russ Clark show forever. He had his little segment at 7:55, which he still does, but I start work at 7:30 now, so I'm not able to do that. I'm so mad that I cannot.
Alexa.
Micah Yisrael.
Turn off AC.
Okay, right? Hi, Micah.
Okay.
She says love it, and I say the same thing. As far as people may seem to be doing similar things, but spirits, an attention. I cannot find that freaking podcast thing. That's crazy to me. Because, you know what? I know where it is. Do you like hearing yourself on? I know, but you know why you sound different because the way we hear us is from the inside out. That's why we sound. But you sound the same, huh?
The resonance of your chest.
Yeah, you sound the same to me.
I even sound different on the radio when I.
But see, to me, but I hear because I don't hear you from the inside out.
Oh. Okay.
So I hear you the same.
The resonance of your chest.
That's what makes it.
Vibrates up to your eardrum.
So it sounds different. What's the day?
Did you hear my stomach growl?
No. He did.
I was hungry. I was like, oh my God, because you looked at me right when it happened.
No.
I was like, oh, she heard it.
I did not hear it. Okay, let me see. Wait. It's gonna load.
Oh, it's out there.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Kimberly Nicole Johnson, and I am messed up.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Unleashing the Power of...
So that...
I'm trying to find that intro. So I want you to hear it.
Live.
No, that wasn't. Good afternoon, everyone. I want you to hear this intro I'm talking about. Good afternoon, everyone. I think you'll like it. Why can't I? I'm just gonna get it. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just gonna. I was trying to find the one, but I'm just gonna give him the song. He could just do it. Good afternoon, everyone. In me and showing me who, planting the seed in me. Nicole Johnson and Cincinnati. Bye, guys.
Bye.
This is the song. A session. So, absolutely. In 2018, the price is a really cool price. 2019, the price shall increase. I'm gonna send it to you. So I suggest, you kind of jump on now because it's gonna just only get better and better and better. So. I think I like it. I think it's gonna be good. Plugs? I think I really feel like it's gonna really
and
go.
I've been doing that for a while.
It's gonna do what we don't even expect it to do. Why? I think it's gonna really
the last big huge party I did was on September 22nd. It was a 50th birthday party, and it was absolutely amazing. It was a rooftop party, and when I tell you it rained all day, and when the birthday girl walked off the elevator, the sun started shining. Wow. You talk about favor. I mean, it rained all day. We had a band. We had a DJ. We had the roof plus the second floor. I mean, it was about 200 people. It was amazing. It was amazing. September 22nd. Okay. Working on one now for January. And it's something that I like to do. The reason why I haven't put myself out there is because when I look at it, I'm trying to figure out how to put a spin on it because event planners come a dime a dozen. And I don't like reinventing the wheel, so to speak. So, I'm just looking at some things and trying to see how I can put my own name out there, my own mark on it. I mean, everybody knows who Tracy from Cincinnati is, but when you put event planner, it's like, okay, well, I can go to this one or 50 other ones. So I want to do something different that will make people want to come to me.
Hold on, I'll do this.
Oh, it's this one.
You oftentimes... I'll just do this. I'll do it like this. And send you the screen. You talking about the song? You want to pull it up? The song is cool because it's talking about it's a power, and I probably Powerful Now by Anthony David. And I think we could let him, we could hear it. So I think they
Imagine having a personal camera store.
I'll just start from the beginning. We can figure out where we want to start it at.
Professional photo and video.
Yeah, but let's see where we want to start it at. So I think I want to hear him singing. I mean, do you want his words in it? It's like certain parts I want in it. Like I'm gonna show you. Wait a minute. So he's talking. Like what he's talking about is like it's about the powerful now. You know my thing about my mom. It's about how powerful right now is. It's pretty cool.
So how long do you want the intro to be? Because that cuts into your time.
I'd say no more than probably like a minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, nothing too long. I don't want to play the whole song.
Right.
But it's like certain.
Because isn't the rule like you can only play like a snippet of it before you get sued? Like, isn't there?
So technically, that's only 3 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
But that is so we could. I mean, we could put it on. So can that be on SoundCloud or we can't? Or you know what?
Yeah.
Or hold on. Maybe we should just use my husband's music.
That would be a better.
All right.
Let's see which one you want to do. Who owns the rights to that?
It's my husband. He passed away, so it belongs to me.
It wasn't recorded through a record label.
No.
So
he made the tracks. It's
his.
Mm-hmm. He made the songs came from him.
So yeah, as long as you retain the rights, then yeah, you have legal purposes to use it.
All right. So.
Yeah, as long as he didn't record it.
No.
With, a
this is his.
Deal, because then it wouldn't be technically his.
Okay, so this is How do I send them to you though? Let me see.
Do you have an iPhone?
Mm-hmm.
You can AirDrop it.
She had an Android.
You just call it something else.
I have a Google phone.
Oh.
See? You can't have one.
Wait a minute. Let me see. Let's see which song we should probably do.
Got the iPhone 10. I'm like, how do you have a better phone than me?
You know. That's what I got. You got this one.
I think my phone's better than an iPhone.
You probably got what she got.
I got the 9.
No, I have a Google Pixel.
I heard that's a good phone.
It's an awesome phone.
Is the picture sharp and everything?
Yeah, it's. You know, I get a lot of backlash for this, especially from iPhone people, but it's better than an iPhone camera.
Let's see what song I want to do.
I might try that next.
That's too slow.
I like that.
I like this too.
That intro right there.
And it dope. And it's in the words fit what we doing.
Once you get a video too, that'll be good with having like a video intro.
What you mean?
Like you can get a pre-roll of you guys just like talking without any sound and have that music playing behind it.
Who would? So we had to have somebody like tape us doing that.
I mean, we do that. We just don't offer it yet because we're still experimenting with it and everything. But that's something I would do.
I like that. So would we always work with you?
We should find a picture from back in the day and do something current and do that.
That would be kind of cool.
Video roll.
So I want to send this to you to okay, it says share.
Where's that picture where we was dressed alike in them red?
Mercury, is that you?
Yep.
So just hit this.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. So then that way we ain't got to worry about trying to figure out how to place it, and we can just put it where we need to put it in. And then we could figure out what we want to do next month. We could so I know next month.
Session. So
See if, we gotta see if somebody gave us some feedback.
You want to do the 15th next month? Or what's your schedule looking like? Because that's before Christmas. So after that, I know it's going to be probably a little.
That's probably the best weekend because the weekend of your thing is my mother's 70th birthday.
Okay. So the 15th is that.
you want to just keep it with that chorus, that hello, and then cut it after that, or do you want to have part of the verse in there too?
Let's go a little bit more. I forgot anybody was playing it. Let's play a little bit longer and see. Because it's a powerful song. It's let me see.
You gotta keep pushing, no matter how it's looking. Pray to God for a cushion. I clearly hear him say, look, son, everybody gets shook.
I like all of that.
When tough times rise, look up, pick the book up, free your mind, keep your dose up. Body can fight, he said, with me, you never lose once. Don't let your mind get the best of you. Stick to me, son, watch your time, what the best of you. I found myself sitting in the vestibule, getting very mental vegetables.
What is the end sound? Can you go to the end? Like towards the end?
It made me stronger, so now I'm sucker proof. I gotta try to figure out, man, what's up with that? My eyes wide open, I gotta keep focused. No time to waste, each day can be a last. Call me golden child, I gotta stay on the path.
Yeah, we don't necessarily need, but then I said, I don't want to use her because I don't know her, so we're gonna use her. You know what I mean? I don't want to use her voice, but that would be dope to have. What is the end sound like? Can you go a little bit towards the end? See how what he's saying in the end, like towards the end. Oh, it must just be. Okay. So probably before she starts singing. So in the beginning, probably because
seems like the whole second half.
He wasn't finished with it. Yeah, he didn't.
Trying to tell me that the Cicadas was in '88. I sat at the class of '87 graduation with Cicadas. Girl, stop.
Who said this? Are you talking to?
Joyce
Farley.
I like that, like a part of that. What's before that? So I want the intro to have I want you to notice a message that he's saying something. I definitely want. So in the beginning, it's just music, right? And then he comes in.
So the beginning is the hello.
Yeah, I think I want to hear some of his verse.
So what we can do, once I get the tempo, I can probably splice pieces together.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't have to be like the whole verse. It can be that intro.
And then put some.
Verse, and then come in with that.
And then do we end the podcast with that too? We end it with that too, right?
You can. You don't have to. A lot of the podcasts I see, they don't have any outro, anything. They'll have an intro, the podcast, and then they just end it with them saying bye. But you can have it. It's not like that would be weird.
I think I want to have a little bit of an outro, like an outro when we leaving out. I think that'd be pretty cool too. I would like to have an outro. It could be different, or should it be the same?
What?
Should the outro be the same as the intro? You think, or? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, should the outro...
I wouldn't have it. So if we put that hello part in the intro, then I wouldn't have that at the end. Just because...
Right, you saying hello.
Goodbye.
Right. Well, okay. So we could just put a little bit of some of his...
Just go out, do the outro with the instrumental music.
That works.
Okay. All right. I thought I had a chicken short.
Everybody gets shook once. Remember when tough times rhymes, look up, pick the book up, free your mind, keep your dukes up. Body can fight, he said with me, you never lose once. Don't let your mind get the best of you. Stick to me, son, watch your time, what the best to do. I found myself sitting in the vestibule. Stick to me, son, watch your time, what the best to do. Iron sharpens iron, get pressure to make a diamond incomplete when your heart and mind. Tell me how you live a life of all you feel is sorrow. My uncle Kip told me that every day is borrowed. Tell me how you live a life of all you feel is sorrow. My uncle Kip. Time what the best to do. My uncle Kip.
We don't have to put the uncle part in there. Don't you chopping that in?
Tomorrow part.
Time what the best to do. Time what the best to do. My uncle Kip told. Time what the best to do. Time what the best to do. I found Kip told me that every day is borrowed. Time what the best to do. When it every day. Time what the best to do. Found myself sitting when it every day is borrowed. Time what the best to do. I found myself. Time what the best to do.
All in different little places.
When it every day is borrowed. So I pray to God I wait so I can see tomorrow. Time what? Tomorrow.
Did he see it?
Time what the best to do. Tomorrow. Mind get the best of you. Stick to me, son. Watch your time. What the best to do. Tomorrow. Mind get the best of you. Stick to me, son. Watch your time. What the best to do. I found myself sitting in the vestibule, getting very mental vegetables. Now I'm learning what you lesson do. Mind get the best of you. Stick to me, son. Watch your time. What the best to do. I found myself sitting in the vestibule, getting very mental vegetables. Now I'm learning. Myself sitting in the vestibule.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Myself sitting in the vestibule.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I found myself sitting in the vestibule.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I found myself sitting in the vestibule, getting very mental.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome.
I found myself sitting in the vestibule, getting very mental vegetables.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome.
I found getting very mental vegetables.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Unleashing the Power of Greatness podcast.
Had a whole world, but what's the worth if the insides are hollow? Tell me how you live a life with all you feel is sorrow. My uncle Kip told me that every day is borrowed, and so I pray to God away so I can see tomorrow, 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 tomorrow. God away so I can see tomorrow, tomorrow. So I pray to God live a life with all you feel is sorrow. My uncle Kip told me that every day is borrowed, and so I pray to God away so I can see tomorrow, tomorrow.
Yeah, I like that.
Every day is borrowed, and so I pray to God away so.
With Kimberly Nicole Johnson and
Tracy from Cincinnati.
bye, guys.
Bye.
With Kim and
Tracy from Cincinnati.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Every day is borrowed, so I pray to God away so I can see tomorrow.
Featuring Kimberly Nicole Johnson
And
and Tracy from Cincinnati.
Tracy from Cincinnati.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Every day is borrowed, so I pray to God away so I.
And
Tracy from Cincinnati.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Every day is borrowed.
And
Tracy from Cincinnati.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Every day is borrowed, so I pray to God away so I can see tomorrow, 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 tomorrow.
Very cool. This is the intro.
Hello. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Big. Man, you gotta keep pushing. No matter how it's looking, pray to God for a cushion. I clearly hear him say, look, son, everybody gets shook once. Remember, when tough times around, look up, pick the book up, free your mind, keep your dukes up. Fight a good fight, he said, with me, you never lose once. Don't let your mind get the best of you. Stick to me, son, watch your time, what the best to do. I found myself sitting in the vestibule, getting very mental vegetables.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Unleashing the Power of Greatness.
It's hot.
I like it.
Yes, yes, yes. You cut it just.
Yeah.
Cool. This is the outro.
Yes, please share, guys. Right. So thank you for listening to Unleashing the Power of Greatness with with Kimberly Nicole Johnson and
Tracy from Cincinnati.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Every day is borrowed, so I pray to God away so I can see tomorrow, 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 tomorrow.
I'm scared though. I don't think it should be enough for her voice on. But she can come back and say something.
It's still Devan's song though. But she was saying like the girl on there, she don't know if she, but it's still Devan's. She has no rights to that song. It's Devan's song.
If she has no rights, then it does not.
It's her
matter.
voice, but it's not. It's Devan's song.
Right. Yeah, if she doesn't own
No,
rights
she
to
does
it,
not
then-
have nothing. No, it's just she could just say that's me on the
yeah,
song.
then she has no say in it.
No.
Okay.
No, that belongs to me. Well, my husband now, me, since he's passed away, it belongs to me now. So.
Well, you're cool with that ending.
I like it.
Tracy, with Kimberly Nicole Johnson and
Tracy from Cincinnati.
bye guys.
Bye.
So I pray to God.
I won't say good morning, afternoon because we don't know when we doing it, right? Or do it.
Tracy,
From Cincinnati.
bye guys.
Bye.
It don't matter. You know, they
So I pray to God away so I can see tomorrow.
Get any feedback from there?
I'm just reading. Everybody's like, congratulations.
Somebody shared it on mine.
Tracy ate it and forgot. No, I didn't, clown.
Somebody, what they say?
She said I ate my own candy. Ramona.
And so then she said, "Oh, you stupid." Tracy ate it and forgot. Ate what?
The Godivas.
Oh. And so now we're going to share this video on our
Put it on my page, the beginning,
Okay.
because you cut yours off.
And then share yours to my page, right? Oh, no, because I don't have to because I had mine on. Okay.
Yeah, your phone didn't.
Gotcha. Okay, so share. Wait. Girl, I'm sharing this in our withdrawal thing, too. I share it in everything. All the groups I'm in. I'm sharing in class of withdrawal. Y'all want to be good in groups.
From Cincinnati.
I am my page private. How do I share this to you?
Hello. Man, you gotta keep push. No matter how it's looking, pray to God for a push. I really hear him say, look, son, everybody gets shook. I found myself sitting in the vestibule, getting very mental vegetables.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome.
Do you remember Brian Travis? You remember him? Hold on, I'm gonna show you his picture. So I just tagged you. So it's gonna.
So I should be able to.
Cause normally I don't have to do
Kimberly
that.
Johnson mentioned you in a comment. Also went back to this.
Yeah. Let me hold on because I should be able to.
So I don't have the first part of the video.
Hold on, because I made my page private. So let me take the private back off because I'm normally able to share my stuff to anybody's page. That's why I don't know why I can't share.
Unless my page is set up to not accept.
No, it's not letting me. It's not letting me pull up nobody's stuff, which is not. I'm able to share everything. Let me see. It's saying share to a group. No, I should be able to share this. Oh, let me make it public. Maybe I can do it. Alright, let me see. Why is it not letting me share this? Oh. Because it's freaking private. That's why.
And what email do you want me to send this to?
unleashingknj@gmail.com. And Tracy, give me your email.
Let me know when you're ready.
You said unleashingknj@gmail.
Oh, here it is. Yes, because I made it private. See, I don't like being private. People so nosy. I mean, I page private. People nosy.
Okay, and what's yours?
T is in Tracy, M is in Mary, D is
Oh.
in David, C is in Mary, C is in Charlie, M is in Mary, D is in David, 0104@gmail.com.
TMDCMD
That is a hard email.
It's just me and my kids' initials.
I just had it up. Now they let me do it. I was moving too fast. Okay.
I gotta meet Ramona right now and pay her this donation.
Where y'all meeting at?
Somewhere Mount Healthy. I don't know. I gotta on the way home. I told her I would give her a donation for these cupcakes.
All right. So you should. I just tagged you. I just sent it to you. So you can't send if it's private. If your page is private, you can't send to someone else. You gotta tag people. What? And then we should probably make this post public so more people could see it. Well, it's up to you. I just made mine public. All right, I'm gonna, I guess, go back to the shop. What time is it? 5:30. So you got it on your in your email. I'm hungry.
Good.
Should go to the grocery store, but I don't feel like it.
Girl, good luck with that.
Well, I ain't cooking.
I ain't cooking no Thanksgiving stuff.
I ain't cooking no Thanksgiving stuff. I mean, I was.